When a woman tells you her problems, the first and most powerful thing you can do is simply listen without rushing to fix everything. Most men make the mistake of jumping straight into problem-solving mode, thinking that offering a solution is what will make her feel better. But the truth is, when she opens up to you, she is not necessarily asking for you to repair her world. She is inviting you into her world. This is her way of saying, I trust you enough to share what's on my heart. In that moment, she doesn't want a mechanic, she wants a safe place. Your job is to be fully present, to tune in, and to give her the gift of your undivided attention. That means no scrolling through your phone, no multitasking, no half listening while thinking about what to say next. Just pause, breathe, and allow yourself to truly hear her. Listening is more than staying silent while she talks. It's active, it's nodding, it's maintaining eye contact, it's giving small verbal cues like, I get that, or I hear you. These small signals reassure her that she is not talking to a wall, that her words are landing, that you care. Women are naturally intuitive. They can feel when you are checked out mentally, even if you are sitting right there. The energy you bring to that moment matters. If you lean in, put away distractions, and give her your full attention, she will feel deeply respected and valued. That respect is what allows intimacy and trust to grow. Imagine this: she comes home after a long, stressful day, her mind full of frustrations from work, family, or friends. Instead of her words bouncing off a distracted partner, she sees you leaning in, nodding, maybe holding her hand while she talks. You are not trying to rush her to the solution. You are not saying, it's not a big deal, or just do this and it'll be fine. You're simply creating space for her emotions. That moment alone can take so much weight off her shoulders. Sometimes what she needs is not to be told what to do, but to feel that someone is with her in the middle of her struggle. That's what real listening does. It makes her feel like she is not facing it alone. Listening first also gives you clarity. When you don't interrupt or rush in with advice, you get to understand the full picture. Many conflicts between men and women come from misunderstanding, from reacting too quickly without really knowing what the other person feels. By listening patiently, you show her that her thoughts and feelings matter to you. You show her that you value her enough to give her the time to express herself completely. So the next time a woman tells you about her problems, don't focus on fixing everything right away. Focus on being there fully, completely, without judgment. Sometimes the act of listening itself is the solution she was looking for. When a woman comes to you with her problems, one of the most powerful gifts you can give her is validation. Validation means letting her know that what she is feeling is real, that it matters, and that she is not wrong for feeling that way. So many times, people try to minimize or dismiss feelings by saying things like, it's not a big deal, you're overthinking, or just calm down. While those words might seem harmless, they can actually make her feel more alone and more frustrated. What she really needs in that moment is for someone to say, oh, that must have been hard. Those words don't solve the problem, but they show her that her emotions are seen, heard, and respected. Validation is not about agreeing with everything she says. It's about acknowledging that her experience is real to her. Imagine she tells you about something that happened at work. Maybe a coworker disrespected her in a meeting, or her boss criticized her unfairly. If you immediately tell her you're taking it too seriously or just ignore it, you might think you're helping her toughen up, but what she hears is that her feelings don't matter. Instead, you could say, whoa, I can see why that upset you, or that would frustrate me too if I were in your shoes. Right there, you've given her emotional safety. You've told her that her feelings are valid, and that simple moment of empathy can make her feel closer to you than 100 pieces of advice ever could. When you validate her emotions, you are telling her she is not crazy for feeling what she feels. This is especially important because many women grow up being told they are too sensitive, too emotional, or overacting. By validating her, you become the person who gives her permission to just be herself without fear of judgment. That creates an environment where she can be open and vulnerable with you. And when a woman feels safe enough to be vulnerable, that is where real intimacy begins. Validation also has a calming effect. When someone feels heard, they automatically start to relax. The emotional intensity starts to drop because they don't have to fight to be understood. This is why many women feel lighter after venting to someone who listens and validates them. It's not because their problems have magically disappeared, but because they no longer feel like they're carrying the weight alone. It's the difference between facing a storm by yourself and having someone hold the umbrella with you. Another important part of validation is avoiding judgment. Even if you think her reaction is bigger than the situation calls for, remember that emotions are not always logical. She's not looking for someone to grade her response. She's looking for someone to stand with her while she processes what she's feeling. That doesn't mean you can never share your perspective, but timing is everything. First, validate her emotions. Let her know you hear her, that her feelings make sense, and only after she feels understood should you even consider offering a different way of looking at the situation. When you do this consistently, you create a bond that is hard to break. She will feel like you are the one person she can go to without fear of being shut down. That trust deepens the connection and makes the relationship stronger. Emotional validation isn't complicated, but it does require presence, patience, and genuine care. So the next time she opens up, take that moment to honor what she feels. Tell her, I get it, that must have been hard, or simply, I hear you. It may seem small, but for her, It could mean everything. Being present and attentive when a woman shares her problems is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to show her that you care. Presence is not just about being in the same room, it is about giving her the sense that, in that moment, nothing else matters but her. Too often, we live in a world full of distractions, with phones buzzing, social media notifications popping up, and our minds constantly jumping from one thing to another. But when she opens up to you, she is trusting you with something personal, something that might have been weighing on her heart all day. The least you can do is give her the gift of your full attention. Being attentive means more than just listening to her words. It means noticing her tone, her body language, and the emotions behind what she is saying. Sometimes what she really wants to express isn't even fully in the words. It's in the sigh she lets out after telling you about a long day, or the way her shoulders slump when she feels defeated. If you are distracted, you will miss these subtle signals, but if you are fully present, you will catch them and respond in a way that makes her feel seen. That's what presence does. It makes her feel visible. One of the easiest ways to show her you are fully there is to put away distractions. Put your phone face down, turn off the TV, and actually turn your body toward her. These small physical actions send a huge message that says, right now, you are my priority. When you maintain eye contact and nod occasionally as she talks, she feels that what she is saying matters to you. It is this kind of attentiveness that makes her want to keep sharing, because she knows you are not just hearing her words, but actually receiving them. This level of presence also builds trust over time. When she sees that you consistently show up with your full attention, she learns that she can rely on you emotionally. She doesn't have to wonder if you are really listening or if you care. And the more she feels this emotional security, the more likely she is to be open, honest, and vulnerable with you, which deepens the connection between you. It's not about having the perfect response every time. It's about making her feel that she has your full focus and that she is worth listening to. Sometimes just being fully present is enough to take away half of her stress because she knows she is not carrying it alone. So the next time she starts to share, slow down, clear your mind, and really be there with her. In a world full of distractions, your full attention is one of the most powerful gifts you can give. When a woman shares her problems with you, one of the most important things you can do is support her without judgment. Judgment is one of the fastest ways to make her shut down. If she feels criticized or made to feel wrong for what she's experiencing, she may start keeping things to herself, which creates distance instead of closeness. Support means giving her space to express herself freely without fear that you will mock, dismiss, or shame her for what she's feeling. This is about creating an environment where she feels safe to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is never easy, and if she chose you to confide in, that means she trusts you. The way you respond in that moment can either strengthen that trust or damage it. Supporting her without judgment means focusing on understanding before reacting. When she tells you about a mistake she made or a situation that's bothering her, resist the urge to immediately point out what she could have done differently or why she shouldn't feel the way she does. Even if you believe she is overreacting, that is not the moment to tell her. Instead, meet her where she is emotionally, let her talk, let her vent, and let her release what she's been holding inside. Just being a calm, open presence allows her to process what she is going through without fear of rejection. Sometimes support looks like simply saying, I'm here for you, or I get how that must have felt. Other times it might mean just listening silently while she talks herself through the situation. If she feels like you are on her side instead of against her, it becomes easier for her to face whatever challenge she's dealing with. Judgment makes her defensive, but support makes her feel empowered. Remember, the goal isn't to decide whether she is right or wrong. It is to make her feel heard and cared for. Once she feels safe and supported, she will be much more open to hearing your perspective if you choose to share it later. But that perspective will mean nothing to her if it comes with criticism in the moment she is most vulnerable. By choosing to support her without judgment, you also build emotional intimacy. She will start to associate you with safety and understanding, and that is something she will seek out more often. Over time, this creates a stronger bond because she knows she can count on you to be there for her, not just when things are easy, but also when life gets messy. So when she opens up, don't rush to correct her or lecture her. Just stand with her, listen with an open heart, and let her know she is not alone. That is what true support really means. When a woman tells you her problems, it can be tempting to jump straight into giving advice or offering solutions. Many men do this because they genuinely want to help, and they believe that solving the problem is the quickest way to make her feel better. But what most men don't realize is that sometimes she doesn't actually want a solution at all. She just wants to be heard. She is not always looking for someone to fix things. She is looking for someone to understand her. This is why it's so important to pause before you respond and ask yourself what she might really need in that moment. One of the best things you can do is simply ask her, do you want me to just listen, or would you like me to give advice? That one question can completely change the tone of the conversation. If she says she just wants you to listen, then you know your job is simply to be present, nod, validate her feelings, and give her space to get everything off her chest. If she says she wants advice, then you can carefully offer your perspective, but only after she feels fully heard. This approach shows her that you respect her needs and that you are not just throwing solutions at her to make the conversation end faster. Offering solutions too soon can make her feel like you're dismissing her emotions or rushing her process. It can feel as if you are saying, okay, enough with the feelings, Here's what you should do, which may make her feel unheard. Remember, emotions need to be processed before solutions can even be effective. By letting her express herself first, you are allowing her to release the emotional weight she is carrying, which often makes her feel lighter even before any practical solution is discussed. When it's time to give advice, do it gently and respectfully. Avoid telling her what she has to do or needs to do. Instead, use softer language like, "Have you thought about trying this?" Or, "What do you think about this option?" This way, you are empowering her to make her own decision rather than making her feel controlled or lectured. This balance between listening and advising is what keeps communication healthy. It shows her that you value her feelings just as much as you value solving the problem. Over time, she will trust you more because she knows you won't just jump in and take over. You will give her the space to feel and the choice to decide when she wants your help. So next time she opens up to you, don't assume she is asking for a solution right away. Listen first, ask what she needs, and then respond in a way that makes her feel respected and supported. Consistency is one of the most powerful ways to build trust when a woman shares her problems with you. It's easy to show up once, to listen deeply one time, or to offer support in a single conversation. But what really matters is whether you do it again and again. Women pay attention to patterns more than promises. If you say you care about her feelings but are only there for her when it's convenient for you, she will notice. But if you keep showing up, keep listening, keep validating, and keep supporting her without judgment, she will feel safe with you in a way that very few people make her feel. That safety becomes the foundation of a strong, lasting connection. Consistency is about being reliable. It's about showing her through your actions that she can count on you, not just when she's happy and laughing, but when she's tired, stressed, or upset. The truth is, anyone can be present when things are going well, but it takes real care and commitment to be present when emotions are heavy. When she sees that you are there for her not just once, but every time she opens up, she learns that you are not just someone who listens when it's easy. You are someone who can be trusted when it's hard. This doesn't mean you have to drop everything in your life every time she talks. It means being consistent in how you respond. If you are kind and attentive today, be kind and attentive tomorrow. If you listened without judgment last week, do the same next week. When she starts to notice that she gets the same level of care from you no matter the day, no matter the mood, she relaxes. She won't feel like she has to guess which version of you she will get, the attentive one or the distracted one, because she knows you will be steady. Consistency also builds emotional intimacy because it shows her that your support is not conditional. You are not just there for her when she's easy to deal with or when she is cheerful. You are there even when her emotions are messy, even when she is frustrated, even when she doesn't have it all figured out. That steady presence allows her to be her authentic self around you without fear that you will walk away or tune out. Over time, this reliability becomes one of the things she values most about you. She won't just remember that you listened to her once. She will remember that you are always there. That is what builds deep trust, and that trust is what keeps relationships strong through the ups and downs. So keep showing up, keep listening, keep caring, keep being present every time she needs you. Consistency is what turns a single good moment into a lasting bond.